Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Kushinada Zero and my first clear of her. And I thought I would bring the new limited hatcher monster of Meliodas because he has a couple null gimmick abilities that would work here. And there are a lot of things going on here. There are warps and there are mines. There are also blocks. And then there are lots of anti-bounce guys, so there's kind of a lot to deal with. But I still find the quest fun. It's a little bit on the long side, but I do enjoy playing it. And then to talk about the team that I'm using, first I'm using Meliodas Ascension, of course. And he is a bounce with no warp, and then Minesweeper. And then, yes, he is a bounce character, and then there are the anti-bounce guys. But I think it's perfectly fine to bring maybe one bounce character, if they are good. And there are some places to pinch, so bounce characters can come in handy. He has a bump combo, which covers a lot of area. It's the 3 shots on everybody, and then 5 shots into weak points. So the more guys and the more weak points there are out, the more damage overall the bump combo will do. And then he's got a strike shot where he gets speed and power up, and then he has these claws which kind of increase his range around himself. Next up I'm using Mikumo Evolution. She is a super extreme drop monster, one of my new favorite recent characters. She is a Pierce with a Minesweeper, and then an 8-turn strike shot which gives her null everything. So every other turn she'll be able to get null warp, basically. She has a poison bump combo which can be handy for taking down guys with just a little bit of HP left. Next up I'm using Rasetsu Evolution, and then he's a pretty simple character, just a Pierce, no warp, speed and power up strike shot, and then a poison bump combo, I think it is. But yeah, he was awesome for me when I made the max luck of Kushinada the first time, so I'm using him again here. And then finally, my friend is Rinsu, the Transcendent form. And then he is a Pierce with no warp. He has Ethereal Slayer like L or EL, and that will work on the anti-Pierce guys, and then also on the green gem things. And then those things have linked HP with the boss, so we can do a lot of damage if we can hit the jewel things with Rinsu. He has a homing shot, strike shot, which is very strong, and then a blast bump combo and energy circle, which is pretty strong, despite the fact that he is a power type. Okay, so we definitely want to get rid of the jewel things within 3 turns, or else they will shoot a laser, or a number of lasers that kind of fill the screen, and that can be pretty damaging. And then the boss of Kushinada Zero and the jewel thing, they have a Deity Slayer. So we need to be careful with the positioning of deity monsters. Some of the more useful ones for this mission are Mikumo here. She is a deity. There's also Tsukuyomi, Marishten, and Gilgamesh. They're all pretty good for this mission, but they're all deities, so yeah, we do need to be careful with their positioning. And it might seem like Marishten is a poor choice for this mission, since he is both a deity and a bounce character. But I used him very successfully as my other max luck to make the max luck of Kushinada Zero. Yeah, I do recommend using Marishten in this quest if you had nobody else. And then, yeah, if you did have the max luck of him, then certainly go ahead and try that. Okay, so we'll enter the boss sequence. And then here it is possible to pinch in between the Gaia and the Spritzer, but my angle was not very good for Meliodas. Okay, first things first, we'll take down the jewel. And then here I often like to use Rasetsu's strike shot, just to get a little bit of extra damage in here. And then it'll always charge up again by the last stage. It's kind of a long boss sequence, so... And then, yeah, we do want to take down the boss as quickly as possible. And in some cases that can mean kind of ignoring the little guys around. If we have lots of hit points, we can afford to ignore the little guys. But the damage does build up over time. And then, yes, there is a revival that we see here. Okay, and then with the bounce characters that we use with this mission, we kind of want to use shallow angles so that we can kind of control where they go, especially so that they don't hit the anti-bounce guys and then speed down. Alright, we'll keep on with getting rid of the jewels. And yeah, if we have you know, characters in really good position to take out somebody in one hit, like a Pierce character to take out the two anti-bounce guys, or a bounce character to pinch in between guys, that can be worth doing. Otherwise, though, I would recommend just going after the boss. Turn by turn, I would say the actual character of Kushinada Zero does not have a lot of attacks, but she does have some kind of powerful attacks later on in her count. So that's why we really want to kind of focus on doing damage to her. Okay, so there we see the Deity Slayer into Mikumo. But again, turn by turn, Kushinada Zero does not have a lot of attacks herself. Most of the danger comes from the jewel thing and then the other little guys. Alright, let's use Rinsu's homing strike shot here. Yeah, that's very, very good damage, especially considering there was no weak point there. And then here I was hoping to just try to pinch in between the spritzers and then grab the gold heart the next turn. But the poison got Kushinada Zero, so that's why we moved on to the next stage. So yeah, HP's looking a little low here. Okay, let's go after the jewel thing again. And then, yeah, about Meliodas, when his character was announced, everybody looked at his bump combo and said, oh my god, he's crazy, he's gonna break the game. But actually I felt that in using him, I wouldn't say that his bump combo is underwhelming, but it's just solid. It's not a crazy bump combo, it's just solid. Yeah, and then whenever possible, we want to try to, on Mikumo's turn, not use her strike shot, because we really want to save that for emergencies, like when we absolutely must go through warps. So on that last turn with her, I felt like it wasn't really necessary to use the strike shot, so I was able to save it for later. And then with Meliodas, we would like him to be sort of more towards the center of the screen for the next stage. If he's in the corners, he might hit a anti-bounce guy, and that would really slow him down. So this positioning for him here is pretty good. Okay, and then here we have two of the crystal things. So we really want to look at the positioning of our guys, and then the positioning of our next two guys. Just to make sure that everybody can get to the gem things before they get their 3-turn attack out. Okay, but with the gem things gone, we can go back to doing damage to the boss. So let's use Meliodas' strike shot here. speed and power up, so we'll just do concentrated hits on the boss. Okay, and then with Mikumo, we do not want to go into the warps, so let's use her strike shot. Get some bump combos out. Pretty good damage. And with Rakshasa, we'll use his strike shot as well. And that'll do it. So that was Kushinada Zero. And she's one of my more favorite impossible monsters, and I would really like to make the max luck of her again. And actually, I'm very low on characters that are good for Yamato Takeru, so having the drop of Kushinada Zero is really helpful. And yes, we did have a look at Meliodas, and he's really solid. I wouldn't say that he's overpowered in any way, but he's really, really solid. And also, I was really low on Minesweeper Null Warp guys, so that was really lucky to get him. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.